What's up, everybody? Nick back with you here from Project Central, and today my friends over at Fab Heavy Parts sent us a new welder to try out. So this is the 140 amp MIG 110 and 220 volt version. It'll do MIG, stick, lift TIG, gas, flux core. It slices, it dices, it does everything we're gonna need it to do. So let me show you what comes in the box right quick, and then we're gonna test this old baby out. Let's go. All right, so first off, it comes with a nice user's manual, lots of charts, lots of settings. Just look through that. It comes with a conversion plug. It does have the 110 plug factory installed, so all you gotta do to convert it to 220 is plug that in, and now it's a 220 machine. Pretty simple. It also comes with ground clamp and stinger for stick welding, along with a little cleaning tool so that you can knock the slag off and brush the welds. Little steel brush. Pretty handy. And one cool feature that it does come with is it does come with a small spool of flux core wire, so that even if you don't have rods yet or whatever, you can start welding immediately with this stuff. This is 030 flux core wire, 0.8 millimeter. So we're going to get this installed. We're going to test this out as well. So we're going to go over the controls right quick. So here in the back, first thing you got to do, flip it on. Comes right on. If you are using gas, like mixed gas for non-flux core wire, you hook the gas up right here. So we have a few different modes. We have this first one, MMA. That's for like if you're doing stick welding. Next one, solid wire. So if you're using gas with your wire, 0.03, and then solid 0.035. And then if you're using flux core wire, 0.03 and 0.035 wire. And then there's a lift TIG setting, which I'm actually going to be kind of excited to try that in the future. Not in this video because I don't have the equipment to do that right now. I'm going to have to try and track some of that down. I'm going to get a bottle of argon and stuff like that. But I do want to try that in the future. Also, it says that we are 110 volts, right? And there's the 220 volt if that was lit up, and a temperature warning. And we have two knobs over here. One is amperage, and then one is wire feed. So if you're doing if you're doing the MIG gun, you're going to be doing amperage and wire speed. So fortunately, we've got a welding project to do. We are building a roll cage tubing bender for our Miata cart we're building right now. So let's go over there. We've got it all tacked together. Let's get it. Let's put this welder through its paces. 110, 220, stick, and some flux core. Let's go. All right, so first up, we've got this set up for flux core welding. There's an extra little cord that hangs off. Instructions say to put that to the negative and then put the ground clamp to the positive. So we're going to try that. Oh, also for flux core welding, take the tip of the MIG gun, pull it off. You really only need that for if you're doing gas. It's actually a lot easier, lot better to do flux core without the thing on it. It allows you to get a little tighter in there. Just a little tip for you. Yo, this thing's not bad. Alright, so back a million years ago, I used to have one of the Harbor Freight flux core welders. It was not an inverter welder, and it spit and sputtered, and it was terrible. This is not bad at all. I like this. Yo, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, this thing absolutely rocks. I'm not gonna say I wasn't skeptical of the flux core, but the flux core has come a super long way. Y'all, this is blowing me away. Honestly shocking me how well this is working. Crazy. I think I have it turned up. I think I had it turned up too high. I think I popped this breaker. Well, popped the breaker. Let's switch over to 220. We were cooking. It was welding super good. Too much cowbell though. All right, now it says our plugged into 220. Smart cookie. This thing absolutely slaps. Is that what the kids say nowadays? I don't know. Let's get a wire wheel out. Give me a grinder with a wire wheel on it and we'll clean this all up right quick. Alright, a little bit of a close-up. You guys can see that? That is not bad at all. Not a lot of porosity, good coverage. Went down pretty smooth. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the flux core so far. Being an inverter welder, it absolutely does like a bazillion times better than the old flux core welders do. So if you're like me and you had a flux core welder long time ago, and it was awful, this is probably worth trying. Okay, got her set back up for stick welding, I believe. So it's an inverter welder, so you run positive to the ground, negative to your electrode holder. What we're going to be using is these Vulcan. These are from Harbor Freight, 1/8 inch 6011s. Right, so these 6011s, they're just a good general purpose. These are 1/8 inch rods. And you can see I did take it apart a little bit because we're going to reach in there and we're going to get some of these spots and then do all the kind of the flat stuff. I'm not super good doing the like verticals and stuff with the stick. So let's see how she goes. It's welding just fine, I'm just not very good at it. Not bad, not bad. Ooh, en fuego! I'm really liking how smooth this thing welds. The inverter technology is pretty cool. It's not spitting, it's not sputtering. It's really doing a pretty dang good job. My welding skill though, we'll see. Alright, let's go back over to the other workbench and we'll do some final thoughts. Alright, so what do we think of the XPO Tool MiG 140 from our friends over at Fab Heavy Parts? Y'all, this thing's pretty dang good. Kind of like I just said, I used to have a Harbor Freight super old, the little bitty Chicago Electric flux welder, and this thing outperforms that a million times. I think Harbor Freight even still sells something like that for, I don't know, $50 more than what that thing costs. You can pick up one of these. These are under $200, and it's worth it to have in the shop. This is an awesome home garage welder. I was shocked at how well it welded just with the flux core. Like I said, I've had one in the past. Don't need to rehash that. It actually put down some really decent, easy to weld welds. This thing did great. Even on 110. I know I popped the breaker, but that's kind of my fault for I was pushing a little hard. But if you watch your amperage, you really get it dialed in, you could do a ton with this. Stick welding, you know, if you are having to repair something in your driveway where even if you had a gas welder, that's not really good for outside because the wind is going to blow the shielding away. But overall, I'm super happy with this. I'll post a link down in the description where you can get that. It's not going to be an affiliate link, so I'm not really making any money from you guys buying this. But I do recommend it as a little backup welder in your shop. First welder. This is so much better than the first welder I ever bought back in the day. Like I said, this is a easy recommend for me, especially on the price, because I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I love Harbor Freight. But their cheapest multi-process welder, that's a 110 only version, is like $500. To get their good one, you're gonna spend $1,000. For $200 and 220 output, this thing rocks. What's the plan for this? Well, right now, Micah, my oldest son, is in welding school, so this is one that I'm kind of set up for him to learn how to stick weld on. But I'm also really, really, really tempted to go buy a couple extra spools of that flux core wire because it just laid down so easy that in the future, if we're working out in the driveway or whatever, it might be my go-to outdoor welder. So, again, thanks to Fab Heavy Parts. If you need any tools or anything, go check them out. They also do a bunch of it's Fab Heavy Parts, right? So they do a bunch of heavy equipment parts. So if you have any sort of equipment or whatever, you go check them out. I was looking through their website and I was like, holy smokes, look at all this stuff. We've got an old Case 580 backhoe out at my dad's place that I might have to order some parts for. I'm going to have to order some parts for it. There's no mind about it. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comments. Have you used an inverter welder like this before? And if you had a welder like this, what would you use it for? So let's talk down in the comments. And do what you always do. I'll take care of one another. I'll see you next time when we're welding something up. Bye.